Fuel me once. Fuel is the very thing that I and my brethren must have. It is through fuel that I function and exist. I regard all emotional energy as sustenance to me. The emotional energy provided by the girlfriend is fuel. The emotional energy provided by friends as non-intimate secondary sources is fuel. The emotional energy provided by those strangers waiting in a queue with me, they are tertiary sources. And, of course, it is fuel. From tertiary to secondary to primary source, whether non-intimate or intimate, all of them feature in the fuel matrix, and the provision of their emotional attention or emotional energy is fuel. A lack of emotion causes me considerable concern, and this will ultimately result in my detachment, my disengagement, and I will seek emotional energy, fuel, from an alternative and far more reliable source. There are those that suggest that my kind and me derive fuel from certain inanimate objects. For instance, status symbols. I do drive an expensive motor vehicle, I have tailor-made suits, and I live in a large house. And according to some, all of that apparently provides me with fuel. Now, those of our kind who are somatic in nature, or elite, certainly covet those things, as they well accord with our sense of entitlement, and are the trappings of our success and our endeavour. They also enable us to demonstrate to the wider world our success and achievement. We do crave such materialistic representations of success. However, my kind and I do not desire the Rolex watch, the iPad, or diamond-encrusted mobile telephone just in themselves. No, they do not provide us with fuel. We want those items because they are used to triangulate with people and create a response so that those people give us fuel. Those who see us drive by in a Bentley convertible invariably stand and stare open-mouthed. That reaction to our prestige provides us with the fuel that we want. Alternatively, a shout of "posh wanker" as we drive by is fuel also, a small dollop of negative fuel from a tertiary source that is enviable or jealous of our success. The admiring glances that we draw when we walk through the department at work in one of our excellent suits provides us with fuel. The compliments we receive for the style of shoes that we are wearing, the holiday cottage that we own, or the extravagant party that we have laid on are all sources of fuel to us. Inanimate objects are the platforms for the provision of our fuel. They are used to triangulate. While some people will marvel at our choice of motor vehicle, there are others who will express jealousy and envy. These reactions are most welcome as well. The cutting comments that accompany a green-eyed stare are essentially lost on us. Yes, they may well be challenge fuel and cause us to react in what you perceive to be an angry way, but that is all about asserting superiority and provoking you to gain more fuel. We are not wounded. The words evaporate because it is the emotion that is bundled up inside those words, and the baleful stare that accompanies them. Those are the things that we want. Our fascination and reliance on the inanimate object and the part it plays in the provision of fuel does not end, however, with what you may regard as traditional inanimate objects. The most effective inanimate object which provides us with fuel is you. Now, you may ask, how can we regard a person as an inanimate object? In the same way that the words in a scathing comment dissipate as we seize on the emotion, the identity of those providing us with fuel slips to one side as we savour the fuel that we can extract. Those of you who we seduce and draw into our world, where we can draw deep on your fuel, stand to be regarded as nothing more than an appliance. We see no person, we recognize no identity. We see a machine that has a number of purposes: the provision of character traits, the provision of residual benefits, such as providing us with money, a car, a roof over our heads, caring for us, making our meals, doing our laundry, looking after the children, organizing our life. However, ultimately, the primary and ultimate purpose of that machine that is you is the provision of fuel. That is your allotted role.